mountains of homework, relationship struggles, getting benched by your coach, or not getting that awesome on-campus job you applied for. As college students, these are struggles that we face almost daily. And right now they seem like a big deal. But soon we're to face the struggles of real life, and we need to know how to deal with these hardships and obstacles that we may face. In the past, I was someone who would question why certain obstacles were placed in my life. Even ask questions like, why would God do this if He loves me? Why would He put this here? Why is God making me suffer? But through further analyzation of Scripture and getting a better understanding of who God is and how He works, I've become someone who's learned to embrace these struggles and obstacles of life. The truth is that God places seemingly negative obstacles in our lives because He loves us and He wants us to grow from these experiences. Now, while this may be difficult to see at first, and there are a few reasons why we can tend to turn away from God when we struggle, ultimately we need to remind ourselves that it's God's love who builds our plans for our lives, and we should use these opportunities He gives us to. So first off, in order to understand how to embrace the struggle of God's plan and God's love for us, we need to understand why we turn away from God in times of struggle. Dawson McAllister, a Christian radio host, in an article titled, "What to Do When We're Mad at God," says that one main reason that we turn away from God in times of struggle is that we think that He owes us something. So when something happens that we don't want to happen, or something doesn't happen that we want to happen, we become frustrated with Him because we just expect that He'll give these things to us. So that's why we become frustrated with Him sometimes. Pete Scazzaro, a Christian pastor and author, in a 2016 article titled "The Top 10 Reasons We Don't Trust God," says the two main reasons we turn away from God in times of struggle are A, that we think He's destroying the plans we have for ourselves, or B, we don't have a good understanding of who God is. So first off, when God kind of throws a wrench in our plans sometimes, or that's what it seems like, we think that He's just trying to destroy our own plans for ourselves. We become frustrated that our plans have been messed up. Also, we don't understand who God is. We think that He's an angry deity who just punishes us out of frustration. So now we know some of the reasons why we may turn away from God in times of struggle. And using this information, we can look at how to combat these beliefs, because this is ultimately one of the most important things in overall trusting God and unlocking your faith. So first, we need to understand that God really owes us nothing. Pastor Mark Altrog, in a 2012 article titled, "Does God Owe You Anything?" Writes that we should not be amazed that we suffer. We should be amazed we don't suffer more than we do. And to me, this line just speaks to the realization about how good our God is. He is so powerful. He has the power to do anything to our lives. And really, He doesn't punish us. He just places certain things in our lives for us to grow. And these are not meant to be punishments or attacks on us. They are really born out of love and are intended. His intentions was placing some of these obstacles in our lives that are seemingly bad are for us to grow. Also, we need to remember that God has plans for us. One of my favorite verses in all the Bible is Jeremiah 29:11, which reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So this just reminds us that, guys, God does have a plan for us. And not only does He have a plan for us, it's a good one. He wants us to succeed, and He's going to make us succeed and prosper. And while some of the bad things in life may not make us think this way, just remember that they are there as a growth opportunity, and ultimately He wants us to prosper. Lastly, we just need to remember what God's true nature is. He is not an angry deity. He is a loving God whose actions are born out of His love for us. This is shown in 1 John 4:16, which reads, "And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them." And to me, this verse sometimes just reminds me that He's not always mad at us. He really does love us. And while some of the actions and things that He places in our lives may seem completely negative sometimes, they're not. And they're born out of love. And ultimately, His plans are molded by that love for us. So it may seem difficult at first to trust God's plan and love for us. But ultimately, by doing this, by trusting His plan and His love, you unlock your entire faith. And this is really important, not only in dealing with the struggles of life, but just life in general. So now we know why we sometimes turn away from God in times of struggle, and we know how to combat these toxic beliefs. And I truly hope that when you're faced with life's next hurdle, you're able to remember these things. So whatever you do, just remember that God does love you, and He has a plan for you.